So we got this long ladder right here, and I think that's just normal hunks of stone. So if I X-ray... There we go. So now we can see the bottom of our mine. So we are going to mine one block further down. That's going to get us into the stone layer. And that's when we start having some fun. We'll go out of X-ray on for now. We'll go out of X-ray mode for now. Any more do we want? What else do we want to add to our roads? Well, we're probably going to have a fountain around this area. I like this sort of being the center, as it were. Maybe slightly further ahead, just at the farm section right here. Could be properly represented. We couldn't even have this be a little market square, which would be quite interesting. So even then, we could have this be where the fountain is, the nice little road connecting, sort of circling around it, and then just a few market stalls. It would be a fairly small market square, but it still would be quite nice. And then the farmland can be right next to it with a nice little farmhouse and storage area. The long road connecting up to the bridge. And then that road will sort of continue this way as well and probably end up being a gatehouse. So community would probably end up being about sort of this big with the quarry. I don't know if we're going to add the quarry. So the net worth is too low now. So more housing, I think, is desirable. Put some dwarven statues in if you want. So I like the idea of going for sort of this house again. The thing is, sort of maybe on this side. It's mostly for filler and just to try and improve our town value. So if we open this up a little bit more, this is 3 blocks in now. So this can make a nice walkway. So if we go to our roads, we can have our walkway sort of poke out right here. And this could be a lovely way to sort of get around the back of this area or round about the back here if we want to have anything. And what I also want to do is change this house just a little bit. So I like the idea of the top section right here being Tudor. I'm wondering if I can change these sections. I can. Now I'm wondering if I could change just the front here to Tudor housing. So that looks quite interesting. I quite like that. Mostly I'm doing this just because I like the idea of making a bit of variety just to some of these housing designs. We have similar designs, but that doesn't mean we have to stick with all of them. That looks quite interesting. And then we can change the direction right there. See, that looks really pretty. I quite like that. That looks like a proper house. Just the front, however. The sides can stay the way they are. Maybe the back part we can change into a Tudor look. Yeah, I quite like that. So just the back section. Excuse me. As if the middle part is its own design. The back can remain wooden there. And what about this bit? I think that can be wooden as well. I like that. So that's a pretty cute house. Let's get that constructed, though. Let's also remember, we don't want that wooden frame. We don't want that doorway, no. We want to have something much simpler. There we go. So there's plenty of items to make. Let's also remember, don't need that. So let's go back to our rubber. Get that cast aside. There we are. And let's get that house constructed. So I like the idea of mostly going for 2-story housing. But the 1-story is still quite nice. Like I said, I feel like all 1-story housing will eventually just be a storage area. But for now, it's housing. And then eventually, once we have enough stone, we'll end up making the 2-story buildings like we've got right here. The blacksmiths will end up the blacksmiths will end up being constructed. The masons will probably end up around about here. Still curious as to what that should look like. But I like the idea of the masons having a little sort of pedestal right here with a sort of nice little crane that lifts all the stone over. And maybe there's a little platform on the 2nd floor of the building. Don't know why it would be that particular way, but I imagine it's just a cool aesthetic to follow, really. So I like the idea of going for something a little bit more wacky there than just the traditional building. Still quite like the look of that blacksmiths. The only thing I don't like is this bit. Don't know what's going on there. A little bit buggy. And also there is a massive hole here. So it's going to take a little bit of editing on our part. In fact, what I could do is just quickly change that now. Let's pause the game for a second. We'll deal with this in a second. And also the roof needs to change color. We need to also make sure we're going for the correct color here. I think it's this one. Seems right to me. I'm going to say that's good. Anyway, where are the combatants? Ooh, okay. Hold on a second, game. Give me a moment here. Got some pretty lamps. Got red lamps. I don't know if I'm really going to be using any of these. The wooden frames don't, well, unfortunately don't sell for anything extra. I really do like these fine wall lanterns, though. They add a really nice aesthetic. Oh, wow. Fine frost snap planters as well. You can get fine versions of everything, apparently. It's quite nice. Apparently, though, we're in combat. I need to find out where. Oh, no. Okay, then. It looks like we'll run into a giant golem. Now, we're going to have our soldiers run into the heat of combat against this fiery beast. Look at its eyes. Slowly changing every now and then. It's quite scary. So they're not doing very much damage. Thankfully, our cleric is able to sustain the health of our friendly well, our friendlies. I was going to say our friendly foes. Doesn't make much sense. Thankfully, their AoE healing seems to be good. We are sustaining a hound right here, who should hopefully survive. Hopefully. We might be able to have them move back, although they are hot-headed right now. But it looks like we still have the ability to do that, which is quite nice. So we're going to have them run back into the fight with a little bit of extra healing added to them from Sarah right there. I like how there's a lovely house being constructed in the background here. It's quite nice. Level 3, good stuff. They did take quite a lot of damage there, but we managed to defeat the opponent, which is always good. We still need to get the front house done. So over here, we have done some extra mining. We have to also remember X-ray mode. Yes, okay, good. So let's get the ladder in here. Oh, slightly off, but it doesn't really matter. And now what we can do is do some proper mining. So now we can do some strip mining from these particular areas. So just from those two, I think is a good idea, because this is the corner of our quarry after all. So I like the idea of just doing a straight down construction, and then eventually as we get lower down, making some cool little scaffolding connections on all sides, and then maybe just sort of having it sort of circle in as it gets closer. It'd be like that giant sort of, what was it, diamond mine or something, sort of crystal mine in Russia. I think it's a diamond mine, I can't remember, but it's a very big mine, to say the least. Rather large. But mostly, we're hoping to find some iron so we can get that doorway done. And also, we need to make ourselves a bunch of fences. Let's look at the carpenter right here. They are making a bunch of items. We are just going to... Oh, some goblin thieves, apparently. We are going to cast them aside. Seems like the goblins have spawned over here again. Okay, then. We will go and deal with these thieves. This one's running off with our goods. This one seems to have more of a defensive or, well, offensive approach to things. They will not be able to deal with that. That's right, Sarah. You slap them with that book. That will do a lot more damage than those mauls and swords. This one right here is trying to go for it. Not going to allow that. How are they doing with the house? Seems to be going well. They're taking their time with it. Let's speed the game up a bit. Super speed mode. There we are. Another camp taken out. Vanquished, as it were. The net worth has been increased. Nice. Nice. When I said nice, that was quite strange. And we will add you to the roster, sir. Soap Junior. Oh, no, Junior. So we had a dot there. Would you add a dot? I'm assuming that Junior. I'm assuming Soap Junior. It's got to be it, right? Welcome to Berryfields. More workers are always nice. At the moment, we're not looking for anyone in particular other than a blacksmiths, which we should be able to construct now. I would like to add a blacksmiths once we have actually... Oh, let's get this added. So we can get ourselves the mason, hammer, and chisel. So that's the next class, I suppose, that we should really be going for. And we can't really make these comfortable beds, but we eventually will have the ability to do so. Mostly what I want are lots of fences. So it's sort of like 20 fences. Do we want to maintain 20 fences? I don't think so. Make 20 fences and 5 gates. There we are. We could even make a bunch of those. Oh, you sell iron. Okay, good. I'm going to buy 1 iron because I'm pretty sure that's all I need. Ooh, nice. It's a fine tall window frame. Might want to make some sort of fine building at some point. With a bunch of lovely fine items. It could be the mayor's house. I like the idea of that. The town hall can have lots of fine attributes to it. I think we will probably sell a few of these just to get them out of our inventory. We do need to keep some of them, though, because the leather creation is quite useful. But I just want to increase our town's pockets. Make them more heavy, as it were. How are the edibles doing? Pretty good. We can harvest more of these berries. Do need to get ourselves a farmer, though. So I think maybe changing someone to a farmer in the roster right here would be a good idea. Your glutton. Now, there is someone, I believe... Your callous. Here we go. Green Thumb. Regular Destroyer seems to have a way with plants that is somewhat indescribable. And also a herbivore. It's really weird how Renderic the Destroyer is just really good with nature and plants. Really just a caring individual. And also they're just really friendly to animals. And they're just such a great person. What's your name again, sir? Oh, they call me Renderic the Destroyer. Great. Good stuff. I'm going to turn you into a farmer. I do believe we have the appropriate tools to do that. No, we don't. Okay, we need to get that done. So if we can make ourselves a instrument for farming. There we are. Let's move that to after the masons just to get that done. Look at this weird combination of tools going on right there. Look at all these fine items. Definitely need to get some boxes set up. They're getting this back section done now, which is quite nice. They're doing a pretty good job on these smaller houses. I think we should be able to get this done soon as well. So, what are we missing out on? We're missing out on a mean bed, apparently. I think we haven't moved some of these yet, have we? No. In fact, that's probably what they're doing. Yeah, looks like I've added the houses to... Oh, well, no. Not what I wanted to. I've added the beds to the actual construction, which means... Wait a minute, no. No, scratch that. We need to first make ourselves... I thought I had the iron ore. Did I not buy it? Okay, we'll put it in there just for the sake of it. What I need to do is lift these up, because then they should be able to be placed inside the house. Is there a hotkey for this? No. Figured there might have been one. So we'll get the rest of this stuff for the housing over here. It's quite nice, very pretty. The blue flowers are accessible to us now. We want to probably harvest those pretty much as many times as we possibly can. Now, I do believe the farmer is ready to farm. The Destroyer. Please farm for us. Oh, look, level 3 Weaver as well. I like how it remembers that. So you being a level 6 mine means you're pretty much going to excel at whatever we tell you to do. So now we need to get some farming done. So I can't remember what the perfect way of doing it was. Because I know you have to do sort of in a strip mine kind of fashion, but then that doesn't look that great. So I'd rather just sort of have one big block and make it into... Well, no, not one big block. We'll see. We'll do sort of a free across, because I think that's... We'll see how they do it first. I want to see what direction they're meant to point, because I can't remember exactly what parts of the land that they till point. Can we get you over here, please, Merv? Thank you very much. Nighttime right now. I don't think any of them have really slept at all yet. If we see if they're... Yeah, a lot of them are still kind of glum. We can get these houses inside, though. That would be the next big step for us. I thought I did get some iron. I don't know where it is. There we go. Yeah, iron ore. Apparently, it's not really part of our loot. Oh, no, we can have it now. Just took a while for it to actually accept it as part of the realm. Okay, there we go. So the land does point in this direction. Merv, be quiet! I can't be dealing with this right now. So what we will do is go for the farmland. And we'll make this into carrots. And then we will make this into pause game. We'll make it into paunce game. And then we'll make this into pumpkins. Okay then. Where are these enemies? They're over here. Easy. Just a bunch of little ants. So we don't want to do that. Oh, wait. A grub. Oh no, that's bad. They're all going down for our miner, aren't they? Okay. I'm going to have you run away, sir. Yeah, you made it. Okay, good. So, the fighters might be able to deal with this guy. Can't really tell. Ooh, it's a bit tough. Well, I'm probably going to have them focus on these little guys first. Just to lower the DPS on them. There we are. I'll go for you now. So, they do seem to do quite a lot of damage being little entlings. What are they actually called? Oh, they are called entlings. All right. Good. I'm glad I'm very perceptive. Where you going now, Merv? He's going for a little cereal box I've got down here. Yep, he's looking inside of it, and there is nothing. I finished those this morning. Oh, get out of scared mode. So I don't know how prominent their trait is, because I can tell them to move as much as I want. They just won't flee. So I can manually change it. just not anything else. So things are starting to get a bit tougher now, but we are leveling up. We have to remember that. They're just running around now. So damage up by 40%. Huge daily update. Oh, net worth just a little bit behind. And also something else we can muck around with our wares if we wish to do so. So in here, we probably will have, for now, we probably could throw our herbalist in here. That might be a good idea. Although we are on the stone level right now, we have to remember we have a bunch of goods, and also the poacher is nearby. So having a storage, or a bunch of storage crates, not even storage crates, we could just make this a storage area. Oh, okay. Where the hell am I? Oh, here we go. Yeah, we could make this into a storage area and just fill that up with furs. Do we want to fill it with plants? Okay, you know what? We're going to change this. If we're going to move a lot of our items over here, it might be a better idea to have a bunch of storage chests and crates instead. So for now, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to have them just sort of placed around like this. There we go. Doesn't have to be in any sort of particular fancy order. Just as long as we have a bunch of crates inside, then I'm happy. We have our mining underway now, which is great. So a bunch of resources are being generated for us, which is really good. And hopefully, a lot more stone, so we can actually end up constructing these two layered houses. We have a good amount. How much do we need to get these houses constructed? We need 4. Not much at all. We need lots of wood, however, which is the main issue by the looks of it. So these are all constructed. So we're going to have animals and plants inside of these. Animals and plants. Just because we're so close to this area. And then this bit, I think we could probably place down all of our construction goods. And the same with this one as well. So for now, that's all I really need to do. And we're going to slowly move everything onto this side. I mean, we already have a bunch of furs and items around here. So what we can do is now... So we don't have those selected in this area. I think it's this one, yeah. So these can be disconnected. And this also includes these flowers. So we have to remember that. Over here, we can deselect the constructed items. So they can be thrown into the crates over here. Now, eventually, we're probably going to turn this into our lovely house. Because it looks more like a home than it does a storage area. This is a storage area. This is a lovely home. For, I don't know. Maybe an old deer. She's bought a lovely tiny property. And it's a little retirement home. I like it. Very cozy looking. I would chill out in there. Kind of. Feel a bit claustrophobic after a while. But, you know, can't have everything in the world. Got to deal with what we have. Oh, these flowers aren't ready yet. Okay. They do not grow as fast as I was hoping. So that's probably what we're going to do with this entire field. The reason I have the gaps is just to, you know, use up all this space. Because I don't think I ever would use all of that up. What is the next class that we can... How do we get a cook? Is it a trapper? Oh, no. Okay, it's from a farmer. Okay, we have to remember that. Keep it in mind. Quests for the townsfolk. We still need to get this done. So we need to get ourselves a pretty substantial net worth. And then eventually we can get ourselves this lovely fountain, which would be quite nice. Merva's still rustling about here. But that's okay. And now they're all eating. But there we are, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's good for now. Oh, invaders approaching. Okay, maybe not. Let's kill these invaders first before we're doing anything. I do believe these do a lot of damage, these undead folk. But we have faced greater opponents, so I think we're okay. Lately, Merv keeps trying to go into the old secret room. I don't know, there's a random presence pushing him towards the area, as if behind it there lies a great open plain where everything is imaginable. Or there's just a bunch of random old clothes in there that I don't use anymore. But oh well, that's fine. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe with that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter for updates on my channel and Twitch for live streams. I'm the Innkeeper. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. I look forward to seeing you all next time. For some more Stonehearth, welcome to Berryfield. Bye-bye.